Welcome to another episode of Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news and insights from Littlefield Agency.
Rube, good to see you, brother.
Hey, good to see you.
Welcome back to another edition of Little Talks with Littlefield Agency. I'm Sam Littlefield. With me is
Steve.
And
Becca Barnard.
Becca Barnard.
Yes.
Our special guest for the day.
Would you spell your last name for us?
Yes, it is Barnard.
And you pronounce it.
Barnard.
And how do your parents pronounce it?
Barnard.
And how did you pronounce it when we were getting ready?
Barnard.
Yeah. That's probably the most correct pronunciation.
From like
a phonetic
Yes.
pronunciation.
And now that we have that settled, what is your name going to be?
My name is going to be Yerl as of August 23rd.
Are you keeping your first name?
Yeah. She's just going to be Yerl. Is this a bad
We're just going to call you Yerl.
Is this a bad time to say my real name is actually Rebecca? So I'm completely an alias. Yeah.
Right. You're completely under wraps here.
Yeah.
Well, Becca Barnard / soon to be Yerl, you're getting married.
Yes.
August
23rd.
August 23rd is going to be here quick. We'll give you that backstory here in a little bit. Yes, thank you, Claud.
Welcome.
Becca's a project manager here at the agency. She's been here for 90 days, and she's going to be a guest on the pod, obviously. She and Claude just had a cool experience we'll talk about here shortly, but Becca literally just got engaged, a month and a half ago?
Yeah, about that.
About that time?
Yeah.
And she's doing it right. Get married quick.
Oh, yeah.
If I had to do it all over again, I would totally. And Tara and I were only engaged 14 months.
Oh, was it that short?
Because we had to time it with dental school.
Oh.
Yeah, so we literally had we had to figure out semesters at the time. But you got engaged in February.
Yes.
And you're getting married in August.
Yeah, 6-month engagement.
6 months. That's fast track.
Wise beyond our years. And you've already got church, everything figured out?
Yeah, it's all pretty much planned. We're ready to go.
Wow.
Amazing.
Were you just waiting on the proposal and had all this already lined up, or?
That's debatable. I might have had some ideas going beforehand, but
Thank goodness.
You had a clue.
I had a clue. I had a lot of clues.
Okay.
Becca, would you tell everyone the clients that you are currently on here at the agency?
Yeah, so I work on H.E. Williams, Clopay, and IOU.
Very nice.
And Marco.
She's got
And Marco.
And Marco, of course. She's
And
got
Sweet Adelines.
And Sweet.
Oh, man.
Anything
Sorry,
else?
so many. I think that's it right now.
Becca's got some great project clients, some nice ongoing clients. So she's got 6 total clients. Background, you've worked at some great agencies. You worked client side. So we're just happy to have her here.
And she was in the Deadpool movies.
Was I? I don't remember that.
I may have screwed up the promo for this one.
Thanks for the sounds there, Claude. Hey, before we dive into our one and only topic, I had a really cool conversation. Her name's Jennifer last week, prospective client, works with some great agencies, and it's one of those just 30 minutes of pure enjoyment. Someone that is a very smart marketer. She gets it. She's loyal to her agency, which I think is super cool. And we just had a delightful conversation. She is subscribed to our podcast now. And just wanted to give you a shout out, Jennifer. And we hope you enjoy this episode, which you definitely will, because Claude and Becca are leading the show.
Yes, they are. We have no script today.
We normally have a script. This is crazy. So to lead it off, we have one topic, Claude. Perfecto. I have a buddy, Matt Farley. He's over in Oklahoma City. He's like literally a modern day madman minus the drugs and lunchtime martinis. I don't know about the lunchtime martinis.
Plus the cigars, though, right?
Plus the cigars, right? I met Matt literally, before COVID at a marketing event, and we just kind of hit it off, and we stayed in touch, and turns out he's like the ad guy of Oklahoma, and he's just super well known, works for a great shop in Oklahoma City called ICG, and for years now, Matt has been reaching out to me for us to send someone to MARCON. MARCON is a great event, 2-day event in Oklahoma City. Usually I'm traveling. I was in a lot of meetings last week too, but we were very fortunate to send Becca and Claude for 1 day. And so I thought we'd take that time today, walk us through the setup. We'll let you two kind of bop off of each other. The setup, key learnings, breakout sessions, anything mind-blowing. The floor is yours, ladies.
Well, you walk in to the Omni Hotel.
Very nice hotel.
It was actually a great experience, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've had some negative experiences there. The group and I have.
Yeah, we've shot some episodes of Beyond the Moon there.
Yeah.
As well for Ditch.
You're just going to leave it at that, huh?
Yeah, we're just leaving it at that.
they're-
The episodes are great.
Yeah, they're great. But the setup was you like walk into like a conference center. They have a whole like open area for conferences and whatnot. And they had breakfast and snacks and
They really went all out. They had
they
like
had
little
all these booths and, for all their sponsors.
How many people are we talking?
Yeah, how many?
200.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's been going on for 4 years, we found out.
This is 4 years? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah.
And most of the people that go have been going for a while. Like they all know each other and they all look forward to this event every year.
Well, holy
because
smoke.
come
And they're
from all
primarily...
different-
Oklahomans?
They're all from pretty much Oklahoma City.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they come from agencies, like in-house marketing. Like we met someone who works in the government.
Oh, nice.
And then like a marketing or a ad agency. I don't know
Yeah.
what that was. And then they all love each other. Like they love to like get connected with each other at this MARCON event.
See, I think that's something that Tulsa's missing. I actually just reached out to, he's pivoting his business but still owns an agency. And he and I are having lunch here in a couple of weeks. I was like, I need to start getting to know agency owners here a little bit better because there's just not and I don't even consider ourselves competing against them because we specialize in such niche businesses. So I think that's awesome.
And that's kind of what they said
Very
too.
neat.
They were like, we don't really have a competitive attitude with each other.
Yeah, that's neat.
But I think they're all part of some sort of club. It's like an advertising club in OKC. So that's how they all know each other.
I think it's AAF.
I think it is too.
Yeah, American Advertising Federation.
Yes.
So you got there, you had some Danishes, and then
actually.
maybe a cup of coffee, and then what was the agenda? Like what kind of sessions were there?
Becca, lead it off here.
Okay, so there was a few keynote speakers and then also some breakout sessions. So we started with a keynote speaker. Her name was Molly Brill. She was the director of marketing strategy at Paycom.
Oh, nice.
And she also had
legit.
a background in agency and working for Sonic Corporate. And so she was super cool. And she was talking about like knowing your client's values and kind of testing everything you're doing up against that. Because if it's not aligned with the values, it's probably not going to work.
100%.
So that was
It's a
really
good reminder. I
really
like that.
great.
Yeah, I love that.
And then we had some breakout sessions after that, and me and Claudia actually went to different sessions. So I went to one about data and research.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. I think the most interesting thing I learned there is that there's this new like AI synthetic data that you can use for research. They didn't necessarily recommend it. It's an up and coming thing, but you take a AI pool of people and you kind of train them of who you want your audience to be, and they'll respond as that audience to different research questions.
Rube, do you have any thoughts on that?
We have done
Wow.
this. Yeah,
That's-
that's good. We've talked about it a few times on the
Yeah.
podcast. Donald Do-It-All, who is our
Donnie.
agency persona brought to life through
Sleepy
AI.
agency
yeah,
persona.
we interact and talk to him on Slack, a hidden Slack channel I can invite you into. Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
that's
think
cool.
it's
cool
a
to hear
great
people
way,
saying
and,
that.
we talked about this recently because it's just such a great opportunity for you as a B2B brand to bounce ideas off of these personas, your target audience. Okay, so that's super cool how they're leveraging that.
Yeah, they said that they were just kind of experimenting with it, but overall they were talking about like making sure that your data pool is good because, if it's a bad pool of people that you're getting your research from, it's going to be bad data. And then also they talked about making sure you clean it up, and the presentation of it is really important because how you present your findings kind of determines how your audience or your client is going to interpret it themselves. So,
yeah, clean data is everything.
yeah.
So you're saying data, she's saying data.
I've kind of gone back and forth, honestly.
Data's on
Which
Star
is
Trek.
it?
Data is what we use to. I don't know.
I didn't know if you did that on purpose. Claud, what about you?
I went to a breakout room about the power and accessibility of short form video.
Ooh, do tell.
It was pretty informative for me personally because I do the TikTok and like vertical videos for our agency. But it was more kind of, it was towards like people who like run TikTok accounts, personal TikTok accounts, like
creators?
Yeah,
or?
creators, like content
Okay.
creators. And it was the girl who was doing it. She's the digital media manager for Visit OKC. So they do a lot of like shoots for restaurants and things to do in Oklahoma City. But I learned like certain things like work for our agency personally. You have to get the attention of your viewer in the first 3 seconds. Text works on videos, which we try to do. And then we should try and do voiceovers.
Hey, so it's interesting that you say that on the text. I was scrolling through one of my buddies. Her name's Katie. She runs a great agency up in the Northeast, and she has a podcast. And I was scrolling through, and it was her talking, but it was on mute, right? Because that's just how naturally LinkedIn works. Should we be doing text overlays on ours, like closed captions?
We do sometimes. LinkedIn will add its own closed captions as well. So sometimes you've got the text and the closed caption. LinkedIn sometimes it gets to be a mess. But
something for you listeners to think about. Just in this, I was just scrolling through. I was like, oh, I want to hear Katie talk here.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't in a place, right? To hear Katie talk, I can at least see what she's saying.
I don't know what the stat is now, but it used to be something like 80% of all videos are consumed with the sound off.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if that number's still there, but yeah.
And
Nice,
then
Bob,
shorter is better, by the way. So 1 minute or less.
Yeah.
That's what
Short attention spans these days.
Short attention spans.
It's
and
wild, man.
First 3 seconds, it's the first 3 seconds you grab someone's attention with video.
That is such a good reminder, not only for the agency, for our clients though too, right? I mean, just that quick and to hook them and to hold them in that, entertainment attention time frame. Okay, nice.
So that was pretty
and
interesting.
then, so you had keynotes, you had breakout sessions. Any other enlightenments during the breakout sessions?
I mean, we pretty much do everything right. That's what I learned.
So there's affirmation.
I was like, I feel really confident here. At first, I was nervous a little bit just because I was like, I'm so much younger than all these people. But I was really confident in a lot of the sessions where they were talking about certain things, and I was like, we are really doing a good job here at Littlefield. So
well, and I think it's cool, Claude, because when the two of you were signed up for this, I was like, hey, is there going to be anything completely like earth-shattering, groundbreaking? Probably not. But I think also affirmation's great. I also think just reminders, right? There's sometimes simple, that 3-second hook, great reminder for us as marketers. And I would say, Roop, you've been to a ton of conferences over the years. I've been to a ton. Sometimes there are things where I'm like, oh God, yeah, we have to go do this immediately. And then there's sometimes where I'm like, okay, we're doing this really well. Where do we have opportunity? What can we be doing better? So I'm glad you guys got that that quick day in Oklahoma City.
I think one of the main speakers, one of the keynote speakers, talked about kind of communicating with your clients and client relationships, and me kind of being in that department.
Yeah, that's your role.
It was a lot of affirmation and just like encouragement to continue that. Communication is so important with our clients. Talking to them regularly, making sure we're super clear, we're presenting our expectations for them, not assuming anything. And it's kind of like with any relationship, any friendship or relationship in your life, like you have to communicate, and it goes the same for clients.
And I don't know, I wasn't there, but was it kind of a meet them where they are kind of communication? So some clients, and depending on, I'm guessing, generations and industries and things like that, some people want to be on Slack, some people prefer email, some people want phone calls, some people prefer in person. Was that kind of the gist of it?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal.
Yeah, you kind of have to adjust to who they are, so that way you can get the communication across. So yeah, maybe that is a phone call. She talked about with one of her clients that, she just had to like text her or call her or just figure out what works. But maybe email works best, or maybe, like a Slack channel. If that's where they're at, then we want to meet them there.
That's so timely because it is a huge, greater agency conversation, especially our exec team that we've been having, for the last 90 days?
Really since December.
We are making some moves in that direction of not only how do we meet our clients, and you all do such a good job. And like my big thing, pick up the phone, right? Like call if we need, don't hide behind email. If you need a phone call, text, whatever their form
That's
of
exactly what you said too. Pick up the phone.
Pick up the freaking phone. I think it's such a good reminder, even in, I get it, right? I get a lot of texts. We all get a lot of texts. And sometimes the text is okay, but sometimes pick up that phone. But then I look at it too, dude, email is hard. We are all just inundated with emails all day. But then again, that's your job, right? Is to email clients, project updates, et cetera. So we're working through ways here without getting into the secret sauce of extreme collaboration with our clients. How can we save them time in their day? How can we save ourselves time in our day so we can continue with the task at hand? That's great. I love that they hit on that.
Yeah.
Super, super neat. Okay, so overall, would you go again?
Yeah,
I think
I
so.
would.
Yeah. I feel like it was a good opportunity to get to know other people that are in this space, in this industry. Like you were saying earlier, like there's just not a ton of that. So it was awesome just to kind of bounce ideas off of people in our industry and just kind of being on the edge of where the advertising industry is going. So
Love it.
It was good. And I mean, yeah, some of it was just affirmation of what we're already doing, which is great. And so maybe we're a resource to other people. But I think building those relationships inside of our industry is huge.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
made
one
a
last
bunch of-
question.
Please, Senor Roop.
What was for lunch?
Oh, they had
Rube.
some like pasta salad, fruit, and then these wraps. Oh, you're talking about. They had actually what was really frustrating is the Caesar wrap was really hard to eat. Like the tortilla was super chewy, and I was bragging about our LinkedIn 20 posts a month
Let's go.
to this other agency, and
it.
the CEO of the agency was like tapping one of the girls' shoulders that works for him, and he was like, "See, it's not that hard. She's doing it." But I was like, every bite I would take, I would have like
Poor lady.
the hardest time chewing this food.
Yeah.
And then there was an improv session happening on the main stage
okay.
of these people.
Do
I
tell.
don't know if they're local in Oklahoma City or I don't know, but like we try to have these conversations with these people at our table, and then there would be this improv stuff happening.
Like live improv.
Yeah.
During lunch?
Like whose line is it anyway, but not as good.
Oh, no.
But
They were trying.
they were
maybe?
really trying.
Yeah. they were.
They were really,
A
and
for
it
effort.
went on for
Yeah.
an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was impressive.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I appreciate the tenacity.
Yeah.
Perseverance is not dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that is hilarious.
I was hoping you were going to say food trucks or something, but there it was, Caesar wrap.
Caesar wrap.
Yeah.
Chewy
Real
Caesar
staple.
wrap.
Real
Yeah.
staple of the
Hey,
conference scene.
I'm here for Caesar
Yeah,
wrap.
of course.
Well, Matt and team, thank you for hosting our team and the other great agencies over in Oklahoma City. I'm glad you all got to do that for the day.
Yeah.
And Becca, thanks for being on her first podcast experience. And
Yeah,
you're
incredible.
natural. Yeah,
You
thank
did
you.
so
Yeah,
great.
better than we
Thank you.
are.
Yeah, actually, no doubt about it.
Thank you.
Not hard to do.
It's a pretty low bar, but you're way above that bar. Okay, cool. We will see you all next week. We have some great content. Watch out for Roop's lo-fi content. It's pretty good this week. Is that right?
They've probably already seen it.
Yeah, that's probably true. So if you have seen
I'll
it,
try to make next week's good too, though.
no, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
That's fair.
That sounds good. All right, Becca, thank you. Roop,
Thank
as
you.
always, Claude, thank you all.
Thanks.
We'll see you.
Adios.
And that's a wrap. We hope you've enjoyed our little chat and found ways to grow your own marketing strategies. Remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on social media @Littlefield Agency.